Hey y'all, it's Gabby. So today what was coming up is choice. So we have a choice whether or not we ascribe or subscribe to things. So the labels start with that. I have a choice whether or not I accept the label of ADHD, the label of Asperger's syndrome, the label of clinically depressed, anxious, PTSD, schizophrenia, any of these things that a doctor or somebody else has put on me, any of these labels, I have a choice whether or not I want to take that and run with it, which it could be pretty easy because you get a disability check, or there are certain perks that people get. Well, they think they're perks that people get from it. So it's almost like a codependent relationship with a system. So once I ascribe to that label and I'm given a check, people get stuck in these routine of getting the money, not having to go to work and work for a check, but being able to lay around. Well, which who doesn't want to have that free time like that? I get that. But when you're giving your power away to a label and a system for money, for security, what is that doing? Except for giving your power away. That's not doing anybody any good, except for maybe a vampiric system, keeping people trapped. And it's usually people with a very high light quotient that get pulled into this, that are labeled schizophrenic because they're sensitive. And like I say, schizophrenia and the shaman are on the same frequency. The difference is the shaman knows how to navigate it, whereas the schizophrenic is stuck in chaos. So I guess what I'm saying is we have a choice. We have a choice whether or not we ascribe or subscribe to what the labels they give us, the labels other people give us. And that's true in other situations as well. Not just with a system, but I have the choice to care about what people think of my videos, what people think of my music. I have the choice to care. To a certain extent, I care what fans of my music think of my music. But at the same time, if someone doesn't like it, then they can go on and they don't have to listen to it. Like, I choose whether or not I care about it. I choose whether or not I'm going to put focus and energy into that, rather than just putting focus and energy into the positive. The positive being that, 6 years ago, I was in a really depressed, sick state where right now where I'm at was unthinkable. So I choose to look at the positive side of things. Like, look where I'm at today. Look what I've survived. Look what I've come through. Look at the person I've become because of this. So instead of attaching to this trauma in my past, I'm going to let it be and fall away by not attaching to it and just observing. Because right now, the energies of April, that's where it's at. A lot of old stuff coming up to be dealt with. I guess that's been the theme for a few years, but I'm finding that in April, it's a lot of old stuff is coming up to be dealt with. Kind of like the universe is testing to see whether or not I'm ready for this new future, for what it holds. Like it's like a testing. Am I ready to handle it? Can I handle this new future, this other level? I guess the message that I'm trying to get across is choose put your focus on something you want to create, on what you want to create, instead of what you're trying to get away from. So right now I'm focusing on more positive stuff, but still allowing the trauma to come up and be felt and dealt with. I'm choosing to keep going instead of quitting, because in the past I would just quit and give up and say, oh no, I'm a failure, so that would perpetuate it, because I was creating that by focusing on the negative. So thank you for all of you who are watching and who made it this far. I've decided I'm going to do 3 videos a week now instead of 1 every day, so I can focus more on my music. So thank you. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and namaste.